Should we look at the thing? Look at that thing! Who did this? Greetings and welcome back to more Curious Expedition. And Charles Darwin and crew are about to set forth on a new journey to some horrible, nasty jungle somewhere in the Americas. North America this time rather than South America. But I'm sure it'll be equally entertaining and potentially death-defying. Although now we do have our new soldier, Sergeant Thaddeus Howard, who has joined the team of Ada Ecken, Leyden Mankshaw, and of course Donald Dutton the donkey, our awesome team. Not to mention all of this, of course, being led by Charles Darwin, naturalist, butterfly collector, and occasional triggerer of terrifying curses. Obtain idol. Oh, this is my mission. I've totally agreed to steal an idol from a native village. Maybe I can trade for it. That's entirely possible. First, before we go, we do need to purchase some equipment. We could also do animal improvement, but a pack saddle artisan offered to improve the carrying capacity of animals. Her work was quite pricey, but the additional carrying capacity would surely be beneficial to us. 50 of our funds, which is quite a lot. I don't think we need it at the moment, but we could possibly, if we haven't spent all of our funds and we decide we need extra carrying capacity. Look, we've got quite a lot of carrying capacity already. I think we've got all of these slots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slots. Plenty o slots. What do we want? Well, we want some machetes. So, let's take some machetes. Treasure pendulum. A peculiar pendulum. A small sunflower and the initials TT are engraved on its back. Is that just for trading? What else might we need? We've got a bit of rope. We could take 5 ropes. So we've got a total of 6 ropes. We could take some whiskey for Ada to keep him in the game, to keep his head in the game. First aid kits, probably not a bad idea if we get stuck in some combat. Take a couple of those. We're not going to get the donkey upgrade, I'm afraid, this time. A shovel, because we needed a shovel last time and we didn't have one, so we'll take a shovel with us this time. Look, we're going to be much better prepared. We'll take another couple of those. An empty canvas is needed to draw pictures. Are we going to want to draw a picture? How much is a canvas? Oh, a canvas is quite expensive. Can we afford that? We can't afford that if we take all this other stuff. But this could be good. This could be like a good trade thing to take. But I think, actually, let's just get some more whiskey. There we go. More whiskey. So we've got 2 whiskeys, 2 med packs, first aid kits, a shovel, a couple of torches, some rope, and 10 machetes, 10 whole machetes. We could maybe put some of the machetes back. We put that and that back. Could we get the... Oh, we could. Should we do that? We'll take just some whiskey. Just a wee shot of whiskey. A bottle of aged whiskey, single malt, obviously, used to refill some sanity. So we can gulp that down if we need a bit of a sanity boost. Because, of course, getting hammered on whiskey is the best way to improve your sanity. It's just a fantastic way. So we're going to take 2 bottles of whiskey instead. Much better. Deal. We have loaded up on equipment. We've got a couple of slots left, or we've got 2 slots left according to this. So let us set sail. We depart for the Americas once again. And adventure. Travelling into the wild, we come in from the north and find a gentle cove to make anchor and go ashore. We have arrived. In the thick mist of a rainy morning, we finally reached the shore of our expedition area. I was curious to find what adventures were waiting for us here, as was I. Do we want to leave anything on the ship? I don't think so. I think we're going to take it all with us. We don't have that much stuff at the moment. So let us just begin our adventure. Look, Ada he's just absolutely clamoring for it. He's already off the ship. Mr. Dutton, the donkey, is also off the ship and just wandering off. Everyone else, Thaddeus, come on. We're all going to have to go. Begin the expedition. Standing +1. Our standing is 1. Excellent. It's not too bad, is it? Good stuff. All right, people. Let's see where we can go. Look, we can see a long way. Oops. Tap. Just tap. Tap the keys. There we go. So this would seem like the best way to go because it's the longest single move. That's 12 to get there, and we have to use a machete. Let's just go straight down here and see what we can discover. 13 sanity. Away into the distance. There's a question mark over there. Be worth investigating at some point. That's the only question mark we have encountered so far. A mountain face sculpture. Ooh, elevated position. I don't know if we can do anything with it, or if it's just something to observe and to use to get our bearings and things. We could travel to here and see what this is. Let's do it. Travel! 80, 79, 78. Oh, it's a village! We have found a native village. We don't really need to rest here yet, but we can talk to them, and maybe they've got an idol that we can acquire. What's this doing? The treasure pendulum! The treasure pendulum has gone mad! This evening we reached a village. The natives were a clan of well-trained warriors. The villagers observed us with curiosity as our trek arrived at their settlement. We moved freely into the village. What have you got to say for yourselves? The natives observed us with curiosity. Still, they were polite and offered to help our cause. Upon arrival, Leyden Mankshaw began to converse with the natives. Good for you, Leyden. Have you improved our standing with them, maybe? Rest in village, recruit, trade. Let's try trading. Look at this thing. It's gone mad. The peculiar pendulum, a small sunflower, initials TT engraved on it. It's just vibrating like mad. Do we, drums. Drums in the deep. Animal teeth, rope, torches, mini puppets. Do we want any of this stuff? Return this item for extra fame. So we could basically convert, we could trade some of our other stuff that we've got here, like the treasure pendulum. I don't know. The fact that it was quivering around like mad makes me think I should keep it, or maybe I should trade it to them. Drums. Apparently, this solid gold pendulum with the initials TT engraved on its back is worth less to these people than their drums are. Well, you know what? Just forget about it. What about some whiskey? Do you want some whiskey? Native trinket? No. Animal teeth. You'll give us an animal tooth for it, will you? Well, frankly, I don't want an animal tooth. What about some mini puppets? We could take some mini puppets. I think I'd rather just keep all my stuff. Thank you, men of this village. We're, shall we rest here? Get ourselves back up to full before going out? I think we're all right. Let's just leave. We got ready and departed, as new adventures could be waiting around the next corner. They could. They absolutely could. Let's hope we find somewhere to rest around the next corner. 14? Let's do it. We're going to cut down some of the jungle around these people. Oh, look, 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 look. Yes, look. Sergeant Quick's skull flyer. Who's Sergeant Quick? Sergeant Thaddeus, did you claim the right to own this one? And are you explicitly requesting at this point to be referred to as Sergeant Quick because you think that you're like some kind of Superfly guy? I think that's probably what it is. Look, it's still going mad. Left click to move single. It's going mad. It's just gone mad. I don't know why it's gone mad. Oh, what's that? There's a X marks the spot. We can go there with our shovel, right? Maybe. Oh, and we can explore. We found something. A shipwreck. What is a shipwreck doing so far inland? Curious indeed. Today we made a peculiar discovery. Before us laid a mysterious, almost completely destroyed shipwreck. It remained a mystery to me how it could have ended up in this place. It seemed to be standing here for a long time. I tried to discover the name. Fancy. Let's search the area and see what we can discover. This curious shipwreck. This place certainly held some valuables for us. We spread out and searched the area. Fear not! Fear not, Ada! There is nothing to be so feared of. How can you be so positive? I say, I'm Sergeant Thaddeus, and I'm not positive at all about this. It's very weird. It's peculiar, I tell you. Almost superstitiously so. But let's loot it, nonetheless. Take items. Oh, look, we found some dynamite. Excellently enough. A treasure map and another shovel. That's pretty cool. We have all of what we need. Close. It marks the spot. What spot did it mark? Frankly, I'm not entirely sure. But there is a spot over here that is marked, and I think that's a village, another native village. So we can probably rest there. If we go to this grassland, dig up where X marks the spot. Apparently we cannot dig. Oh, maybe we can. Rule number 2, shovel. Rule number 2, never leave the house without a shovel. Can be used to dig up things. Left click to use only when diary is closed. Let's left click to use. After many exhausting hours and a broken shovel, we indeed found something valuable hidden beneath the surface. Let's loot it. This is not good. This is not good at all. Why is it not good? Look, we found a golden dagger. A ceremonial dagger made of gold. This was probably used for sacrificial rituals. Well, but you know, now it's used for improving the wealth or fame of Charles Darwin, and I think that's a much greater and more noble use, even if I do say so myself. We're taking it and putting it in our inventory. Excellent. Good work, team. Should we go and stay in this 19? Let's go and stay in this native village. I think we can stay in it if we kind of like hit up the side here, and it's the same movement, and it puts us slightly closer to everything else. Let's enter the village. We entered a native village. This group apparently were a group of skilled scouts. We arrived, seemingly the whole village surrounded a mysterious-looking idol. Well, what a coincidence. I happened to be in the market for a mysterious-looking idol to return to a mysterious individual back in my home of England. I could tell they were performing some kind of ceremony. I hoped we would still be welcomed as guests, as we tried not to interrupt their rites. A peculiar stone idol was placed in the village centre. The natives observed us with caution. They were kind and offered to help our cause. Upon arrival, Leyden Mankshaw began to converse. Good for you, Leyden. Do the conversing. Sort of, you know, butter them up and convince them to give us their idol, because we want it. We want it, precious. We want it for ourselves, and our fame. Oh, look. All the natives are actually named. Xlui, Zlu, Slawi, Chaksui, Kazuruma, and other such things, which I have utterly mangled in my peculiar and endearing way. We're going to rest here. Should we rest first, or shall we trade? Can we have your idol? Native trinket. Your idol does not appear to be for trade. Although this should perhaps not be surprising, it is somewhat disappointing. What about the map? The map is for trade. We could trade it for a native trinket, some mini puppets. Oh, the trinket will be, no. The trinket will be no. Mangoes, sweet mangoes, delicious, but they spoil quickly. We could take some mangoes with us and eat them for sanity's purposes, for sanity's sake. I think that's probably a thing, right? Red berries, somewhat sour but nutritious and energizing. Or the mini puppets. Small puppets that can take away any fears before going to sleep. Should we get some mini... Can we get the mini puppets as well? We can get a mango and some mini puppets. We're going to do it! A mango... Oh, I don't know if we've got space in our inventory for that. We do not have space in our inventory for that. I think we're going to have to choose between the mango and the mini puppets. So, it's going to have to be the mangoes. I'm sorry. We're taking the mangoes. Taking the mangoes. I selected a deal with the villagers. I settled on a deal with the villagers. And so be it. Let's rest here for the night. We told the men to unpack and prepare our things for the night. One of the natives had been staring at us for quite some time and soon asked if we would spare one of our whiskey bottles. You want some of my precious whiskey? I've only got two. I've only got 2 bottles of whiskey. Maybe if I give him the whiskey, he'll give me the idol that I seek. Alright, take the whiskey. We wanted to be polite and handed over one of our whiskey bottles. The villager was seemingly happy, grabbed the bottle and wrapped it in a piece of cloth to secure it for a later time. Now we're going to steal the idol! Take the idol! Take the idol! Oh no! We don't have enough space in our inventory. What does this mean? I don't know. I mean, I was going to sleep here, but apparently now I'm just going to nick the idol and run. Close. The villagers caught us as we tried to steal the idol. Oh no! They were furious and drew their weapons. We made haste and ran as fast as we could before they were able to attack. It would be wise never to return to this place. Oops. Maybe we should eat the mangoes to regain some of our sanity here. There we go. Now we're not overburdened anymore. We had to eat the mangoes to recover from our foolishness. Let's go here and explore this. Oh no! Is that like combat troops coming our way? Let's just explore. I'm sure they're not going to face against us, fully armed and operational battle explorers that we are. We found a massive stone altar located in the middle of a natural jungle clearing. Despite the massive vegetarians vegetation surrounding it, the altar was almost perfectly preserved. A deepening was filled with unnatural pure water. Engravings seemed to hint that the objects could be sacrificed by dropping them into the water. Ada Ekman and Sergeant Thaddeus Howard seemed visibly upset at the idea of exploring this site and warned us about disturbing the gods. Sacrifice items? What items would we we could sacrifice the treasure pendulum. I'm gonna do it. Oh, it has to be done. We have to sacrifice the treasure pendulum. Sacrifice items. The treasure pendulum. Well, it fills very slightly, that bar at the top. What does that mean? I don't know. Dynamite does not seem to affect it. The golden dagger does. The idol doesn't. Nothing else seems to. Maybe it's just gold. Maybe they just accept gold. Do you think a tiny sliver is worth putting in? Let's find out. Drop the treasure pendulum. I dropped the items into the water. Without further ado, the sacrifice was swallowed by the water and was gone forever. I could not help but wonder just how deep the water was leading down. Ada Ekman made sure to voice his concerns to me. I was not sure how long it would take for him to get over my decision. Until he would get over my decision, perhaps, is what he meant to say. But it doesn't appear to have done anything. I think we may have just sacrificed our treasure pendulum foolishly and perhaps rather superstitiously in the hope that something would happen. But it hasn't. Well, never mind. Let's just move on. Unless we got some sanity back. Did we get sanity back? 50 of 100. I think that's pretty much the sanity that I was on before. So perhaps we didn't get any sanity back. Well, you know, live and learn. We could go and kill an elephant, but that seems wrong, doesn't it? I mean, elephants are magnificent creatures. Let's just explore. Somewhere out here there's a golden pyramid. Region analyzed. We have found something. Let's examine it. I inspected the mysterious, more than 3 meters high stone sculpture. The grotesque face seemed to stare at us. Its presence felt uncomfortable, and I desired to move on. I noticed a few items by the statue. They must have been put there by people from a nearby village. They were sacrificial offerings, as it seemed. Should we look at the thing? Look at that thing! Who did this? Who would have created such a grotesque structure? A grotesque sculpture in the middle of this place. It is truly primitive and most unsettling to look at. Oh, I don't know. I mean, do we have one slot? I think we might have one slot available now, so there might be some good stuff to loot here, and I feel like I kind of have to. I feel like I kind of have to loot it. I mean, we're here now. Let's just loot it. Okay, we'll anger the gods if we touch anything here. Not mangoes, surely. What about a strange-looking blue mushroom? We're taking the blue mushroom as well. We're totally taking it all. Clothes! We took what we could use. Leyden Mankshaw was visibly shaken by the encounter with the mysterious statue. This is going to be the reason for the death of us all. We awoke something old and terrifying. It really is pretty terrifying, isn't it? I'm terrified just sitting here looking at it. Let's get out of here, team. Let's get back on the road. One item's overburdened. Let's eat more of the mangoes. All of the mangoes. Eat all of the mangoes down to improve our sanity. Eating mangoes makes you sane. You heard it here first. Come on then, team. Let's make a move now that we've got plenty of sanity with which to expend on our marches through thick forests, but it's fine. We've got a jungle advantage. What have we got here? More hills, a question mark and a mountain. All sorts of interesting things to explore. But that will all have to wait until next time. What will we discover? Who knows? Until then, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. I hope you are continuing to enjoy my curious expedition. I have been Weird Wizard, and I will see you later. Not this day. For there are yet men who defend these walls. Men who will put arrow to bowstring and let fly in defense of all that is great and good in this land. A land that was naught but mud and trees before the return of the king. And we have labored long, and by the sweat of our minion brows, we have cleared the mighty forests and raised works of wood and stone, towers and walls to hold back the night, shrines burning bright with the power of our gold, that the gods themselves might know of our struggle. We have sown the fields, harvested the woods, and reaped the shiniest of shiny coins, and we shall not go back.